Can you very briefly explain the purpose of your research at YASA?
Well, now I'm working on urban sprawl, which is losing the soil, the agricultural soil, by building on this soil. So in this case, we lose all the soil rebirths. And I'm trying to make some modeling for this urban sprawl, and join it with the soil quality. And in this case, we will reduce building on the good soil quality. And if we have to build any more buildings, we can use the low quality, the lower soil quality. So in this case, we reduce the yield losses, or in fact, we increase the yield capacity of the soil.
Surely, though, where urban sprawl sprawls to is not going to be determined by the quality of the soil. Surely, if a city needs to expand, it's going to expand regardless of the quality of soil there, regardless of the type
Yes,
of
of course.
forest.
Of course, yes, but actually, I can say about using the soil maps. I can say that okay, if we have to expand our urban area, we can go in this direction, because in these directions the soil quality is low, or at least lower than the other direction. And please keep this one for agriculture, because in this case we have more yield, we have less management, we can use less fertilizers, less irrigation. So in this case, I save money, I save time to management, I save time to build new channels, everything.
How big an issue is urban sprawl in the two areas that you're looking at, so the Nile Delta in Egypt and the
Valle Terracina in Italy, yeah. Well, it's not, of course, it's not the same. It's not the same problem, because in Italy, more or less, the problem is not very big, because all the soil is good soil. There is water everywhere in Italy. You can grow very easily your yields. But in Egypt, we have this problem. We have very few resources of soil, and it's only in between the river long or in the delta. So if we lose this soil, we will have a problem to reclimate the desert far from the river. And in this case, you will do more management. You will need to dig more channels. You will need to spend a lot of money to have a new soil.
So where are you getting your soil data from? Is this from, say, this harmonized soil database?
Yes, of course, we have the FAO soil map, and also we have in the government we have the Egyptian soil maps. So I will try to use these soil maps to have a quality map, and in this case I can say where exactly the good direction for the urbanization sprawl.
Why bother with Italy then if it hasn't got such a sprawl issue, because of the quality of soil is very high, the water issue is high? Do you need Italy as a comparison?
Well, it's not. Of course, it's more important in case if you have low resources of soil, but also if you don't have a problem in soil resources, you still have the problem of management and good planning for urban sprawl or urbanization, because in this case you will save a lot of money, maybe millions and billions, to build the new rivers, to build the new channels, to build new roads for the new agriculture area. For example, if you have the urban area in the plain level, and you want to expand your urban area, so you will use the soil, agricultural soil, to expand your urban area, and then you will need to grow your plants again in more higher altitude. So you will need to build new roads. You need to dig more channels. So you will expend a lot of money to make this. In other case, if you have the good planning, you can expend less money to put your new urban in the low quality soil, and you still can use this good soil to irrigate.
If I was a large landowner on the edge of in Egypt, on the edge of an urban environment, wouldn't I be better off degrading my soil so that when you come along and try and assess it and tell the developers that this soil is good, so I can't then sell it to you for urban sprawl, you'll go and take the soil that's already been degraded and build your city there? What's the advantage to me as a landholder and an agricultural producer who's looking to sell my land? Why would I look after it if you're just going to go somewhere else?
Yes, exactly. This is what I'm trying to do. First, my first step is to say that this soil is important, and then after this we can have, if I could convince the government to have a new law to prevent building on the agricultural soil. In this case, he cannot sell this soil anymore as a building soil. It's only agricultural soil. So if he want to sell this soil, it's better to be good quality soil, to be agricultural soil. But and then the next step is to have a monitoring program to monitor all the agricultural soil to prevent building again on this soil. There is some sneakers, so they will go during the night to start building on the soil. And this monitoring program, you can use the satellite image, so you can, like every day or every week, you have a new satellite image, you can monitor the agricultural soil, and in this case, you don't have a problem in building on the agricultural soil.
What sort of scale are you working at? Are you looking at hectare by hectare, or are these hundreds of kilometre sort of patches that you're looking at? Or is it quite a small scale?
Well, now it's not. It's a small scale because, of course, I'm trying to do my study on more or less 20,000 hectares. So it's not like a country. It's like 15 municipalities. But of course, it's applicable for all the entire country. If I could convince the government to do it in one governed rate, I can expand everything in the same quality for all the entire country.
How difficult will it be to sell though these findings? So, for example, you find an area that's close to the river, within a kilometre of the urban zone. It's prime real estate for development, and there will be a lot of people willing to pay a lot of money for it. How do you balance that with the fact that it's going to grow excellent tomatoes?
Yeah, it's a big problem to convince the government, to convince the people. Especially, there is also a cultural problem because, of course, everyone wants to stay close to the river. Everyone wants to stay close to the city or to his childhood city. But I can show this by the progress of what happened in the 40 or 50 years ago. What was the situation and what is the situation now? How many soils we lost? How many yields we could have if we didn't lose these soils? And if I can show this in money, maybe the people will start to think again. If I lost like 200 or 300 millions during these years, I can start thinking again, okay, I can just go 1 kilometer or 10 kilometers far from this spot and stay and still have the good yield, and I have the good money, and I can move this in 10 minutes. So since we have a very good connection, transportation in my country, so it's not a big problem to go from one place to another place, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
But not everywhere has a river.
Yes, I know, but like I told you, it's not only a problem in one country. It's a problem in everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, the soil losses is a huge problem, or by urbanization, by degradation, by erosion. So all of this is one way to keep this soil, since also during these months, for example, all the media is speaking about the African horn fame, and this is a serious problem, and it's based on the soil quality and the agriculture. If we don't have our food, it will be a big problem. I don't want to have this problem in my country. Yeah.
For urbanisation. How is what you're doing, has it been done before, and to what effect is it being applied anywhere, this type of analysis? Is anyone taking it seriously?
Well, of course, it's even still now in Italy is taking in very good way, but in different aspect, because they are thinking in more environmental aspect. So if you have like two close cities and the urban sprawl is growing and growing, so they will cut the biodiversity between these cities. So cutting the biodiversity, it had been shown that it's not a good for environmental aspect, but not for the soil, not just for the soil problem, because like I told you, in Italy they don't have a very major problem of soil losses, since all the soil is more or less good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.